So John asked about ways to connect with your scene partner. What a great question. I've got lots of ideas, but it depends on what medium you're talking about working in. If you're showing up to set, let's say you're a guest star, and you might not get a chance to connect very much actually with the other actor who's playing, let's say your mom, right? You're going to meet them that day. But the way that you can work on that relationship is you can create it in your preparation. I say to people, oh, what's your relationship? And they'll say, oh, it's my brother. Oh, it's my husband. I'm like, oh, you killed them, right? And they look at me funny and I'm like, well, Cain and Abel in the Bible, or if you watch Dateline, it seems like all the spouses are killing one another, right? So that doesn't, husband, wife, mother, son, friend, doesn't give you any specifics. It's a place to start, but that's all it is, starting. What is that relationship? Maybe looking at finding that relationship in your own life, right? What's that substitution that you can use to create that relationship with that other person, with your scene partner? If you're working on a project, whether it's a play or a movie or something, and you're able to get to know the other person, they give you some time. Sometimes they want you to go to boot camp together if you're all going to be in boot camp or you're going to be in the military. Sometimes a production will do things to kind of create those relationships ahead of time, but sometimes you don't have that luxury, right? Maybe being able to sit and talk with the other actor. Don't ever direct another actor. Don't give them any ideas. I can't remember if I've told this story before, but Bob Odenkirk has a great story in his book where he talks about working with Martin Freeman, and the first day he says, oh, so I think this is how our relationship is, and tells him all this, about the relationship. And Martin Freeman, I'm paraphrasing, pretty much just tells him, don't tell me how to act, and we'll get along just fine. And Bob realized the mistake that he made. So I don't want you directing the other actor. I don't want you telling them what you think. But if it's an extended period of time that you get to work with somebody, and maybe there are things where you say, hey, do you want to maybe improvise when we first met or something like that? I would not get together and rehearse with your scene partner, especially outside the presence of a director. If a director wants to have a rehearsal, fantastic. That's structured and you're working towards something. And let's say your scene partner is a complete mystery to you, a stranger at the beginning of your scene. I think not getting to know them is a good way to do that. And of course, always, and it seems so simple, but sometimes we forget in all of the work that we're doing as actors, to just listen. Just listen to what the other person's saying. If you just authentically listen, half your work is done. I once had an actor, and this just shows how much actors want to be helpful, but sometimes they make things more complicated than they need to be. They asked me, oh, okay, so how do I listen? And I knew this question was really coming from a genuine place. And I said, well, I think it's just really listening to what they're saying as if it's the first time you're hearing it. So that's another wonderful way to connect to your scene partner. So as usual, I've given you lots of answers to a question, and maybe not the ones you're looking for, but I hope that helped. And I hope you subscribe and like, comment, and come back for more. Yeah, you don't want to go bake cookies with the person playing your mother unless that's exactly the kind of a relationship you had. Maybe the other person's not ready to bake cookies and doesn't want to bake cookies. Yeah, I mean, it's,